Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Before we get started on today's project, I want to do a quick update on the channel, just to kind of let you know what's going on. So we are approaching 1,000 subscribers. So when we hit that, I do want to do a giveaway. So I'm kind of watching those numbers. We're at about 940 or close to somewhere around there today as I'm filming this. So we're getting really close and I'm getting really excited, and I plan to do, I think maybe like 3 prizes. So, stay tuned for that and hang in there with me. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so, because it really helps the channel, helps me get seen, especially if you comment. That's always great and always appreciated. The other thing I want to let you know is we are going to do a little bit of a shift in the channel. I'm still going to do plenty of junk journaling, things like that, but I want to kind of expand and do some other things too. I have spent a lot of time lately thinking about how we just don't play enough in our world, in our lives. I think a lot of times we are definitely caught up in the outcome and the final product instead of the process, and I want to concentrate a little more on the process of things. And to that end, I want to have fun. I want to play. I want somebody to come over to my house and hang out and play and make something, and whatever we make is okay. Remember when we were kids and we made stuff, and even if it wasn't the most beautiful thing on the face of the earth, we loved it because we had fun making it, because it was cool, because it was creative, because it was a great outlet. I want to honor that process and that feeling. So I am shifting focus away from what I'm making to what I'm playing with is kind of the thing. We'll still make stuff, but I think it'll be more process oriented instead of product oriented. So I hope you'll hang around for that. We are going to change the name of the channel. Lochinvar and I have been laughing about, we need something really playful and fun to kind of, indicate this switch. So our new channel name is Craft, Magic, and Cheese. So we thought it would be fun because it's like macaroni and cheese when you're kids, and everybody loves macaroni and cheese. But, the magic of crafting with cheese. So, he said he could provide the cheese in the form of cheesy jokes, and, he is a cheese whiz. Oh, that was bad, wasn't it? So, we'll see where that takes us, but we thought something fun and lighthearted that really spoke to honoring that inner child and playing, and maybe being less concerned with what we make and how much fun we have making it. So that's kind of where we're going. I hope you'll stick around. I hope you like the idea. Please leave me a comment if you want to give me some feedback on it. That'd be great. Love to hear anything you have to say. So without further ado, let's head to the studio. Okay, let's get started. So I didn't have any crayons. I looked through my stash. I didn't have any regular crayons, which is sad. I think I used to have some, and then I used them on a couple of things, and people were like, oh, but you did it in crayon. Like, that's too childish. But as I said, I am trying to nurture my inner child. So we're playing with crayons. So yesterday I was at Dollar Tree and I just picked up this pack of 8 crayons. I really liked the metallic ones. I thought they looked fun. So this was $1.25. Here's the colors. Here are the crayons. I've already taken the wrappers off. So here's one of the wrappers that came off in mostly one piece. I struggled at first to get the wrappers off. At first I started with just like a little craft knife, slicing down and trying to peel the wrapper off, and they were sticking and they didn't want to come off. So I put them in a bowl of just tap water. Wasn't even warm, just some water for, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And then they just started coming right off, peeling right off. So I suggest you do that to save yourself trying to peel all those little pieces. The other thing I have is I have a stack of these paint samples that we just had to repaint a ceiling, and we didn't have anything to match the paint to. We didn't have anything to take to match it to. So we picked up every conceivable color of beige and white. It was at my parents' house and we weren't sure exactly what color it was. So we picked them up and took them until we matched one. It actually ended up being horseradish. So their walls are like a darker color and their ceiling's a lighter color. So we took some darker and lighter. Anyway, so I have all of these paint samples left, and I thought I might use them today to, you know, just use them as a base for melting some of the crayons. And my thought is we'd melt some crayons on top and then cut out some shapes. So I just took a Sharpie and just drew, see, these are from Walmart. I just drew some basic shapes on the back. So we're going to try these. We're going to try it a couple different ways. I think I used to make bookmarks. I used to make bookmarks for my students. I would put crayon shavings on pieces of cardstock and iron it on and melt it, and then cut out bookmarks and, you know, punch a hole in the end and put a little yarn tassel through it. So I was thinking we could iron them, but I also thought we could try the heat gun and see if we can just kind of drip some on there. So this one is the heart, and we're just gonna try it. I haven't really done this, so the heat gun may be too loud. I may be turning the sound off so you don't have to listen to the heat gun while we drip. But we're going to try it and see. This is experimentation, and I'm not really sure where it's going. I have some other things too. I want to try sandwiching some of it and ironing it between some wax paper, some really clear kind of, I don't know if it's parchment paper, kind of parchment-y. And then I have some tissue paper from Patterns that I thought maybe we could iron it between and see if we can make like a stained glass window effect that we could put on in journals and things. So we'll see. So let's try. I'm gonna turn on the heat gun now. And as I said, it may be pretty loud, so I may just be cutting off the sound while we do this, and then I'll come back. Okay, so as you can see, I got it a little close, and the paper started getting a little brown on me. It buckled a little bit, I think. I just want to let you know, this is a silicone baking mat. So I use this for a lot of things when I'm heating. things, or doing something that I, don't want it to stick to my table. So this is a silicone baking mat. So that's kind of cool looking. Let's add another color. Let's add some of the gold. Well, that's cool. I like the effect of picking it up and moving it around, and seeing how that works. Maybe one more color. Let's see. I've got a purple, kind of a bronze, and an orange. I probably should have, actually swatched them. Oh, well, it says on the box. It's kind of a bronzy. Oh, there's like kind of a black. Let's try the bronzy one. I think this might be the bronze one. Let's try it. That's cool. Let's see. Down to here, out to here. I don't know if I've covered the whole area. I'll go back and add a little more of that gold, I think. All right, let's stop there. Disclaimer, guys, this is hot. Be careful. Do not hurt yourself. If you're worried about your fingers, use some pliers or some tweezers or something to hold it. I probably should get some tweezers so that I can run it all the way up to the edge. I think this is okay. I'm going to set this one aside for a minute and let it cool completely before we start cutting it. But I love the look of this. Is that not fabulous? I don't know if you can see all the glittery silver in with it, depending on how you move the light. That's awesome. All right, let's try if we iron it. Let's see what we might get. This one's mushroom. I just have a really old kitchen knife that I use to scrape things. So I'm just gonna kind of scrape some stuff on here. So, use whatever you have, but again, be careful. Don't cut yourself. Don't hurt yourself. This is a fairly dull old knife. I've used it for craft stuff for a long time. But, you know, I mean, you still could slip and hurt yourself. Let's do some of the same colors just to see how the effect is different than the other one. So I just want to kind of scatter them around here. Mix them up. We can always add more if we need to. All right, so I'm thinking that if we use a little parchment paper, over the top to iron it. I think that's what I used to do when I made these for the kids ages and ages ago. So I'm going to put a little parchment paper on top, and I'm just going to use, to get my iron here. I'm going to just use a little portable iron I have that I use for craft stuff. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. Wow, and it kind of leaves a cool thing on the parchment paper, too. We could use that for something else later, too, I think. Wow, that was very different. It took a lot less time, but it's a very different look as well. So this, you can still see the sparkle, but it doesn't have the more organic. This has a much more organic look to it. Let me grab some scissors really fast. And let's cut some things out. You might want to use old scissors because this is wax. So, you know, this one's nice and cool now. You know, I drew a wonky heart, but I think I just want to make it a little bit bigger. Maybe, you know, and I don't care if it's wonky. That's awesome. And I like that you can still see, look, you can still see where it says ash and it's got the number and stuff. So you can tell it's a paint chip. I mean, you could fold it and make it even if you wanted to, or you could use a pattern, you know, or you could trace something if you wanted to. But I just think that's really awesome. Oh, I'm already having fun. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, this one was the mushroom. Let's see. Just kind of drew like a wonky mushroom pattern on the back. That's pretty cool too. You know, and you could put these tidbits in like your collage fodder, right? Oh my gosh. This is way too much fun. Oh, way too much fun. Okay, let's try some different colors. I've got a couple more here. Let's do a couple more cards. And then, oh, and let's look at this. Look how this looks. Talk about some cool collage fodder. Look at that. Oh, is it gonna peel off? Because it's parchment paper? Oh, maybe it's just gonna peel off. Because it is parchment paper. I mean, you know. Yep, it's just coming off. So I guess we can't use that for collage fodder because it's just peeling off. Well, you know, in some ways, that's good. And the other thing is we can leave it on here and then put it over the top of something else and it would transfer some of the color, I'll bet. Let's see, let's dust this off into my trash bin. So, oh, I wonder if we just iron it onto, let's just iron this onto, let's see if it transfers the color. Looks like it's going to. See, that's cool. Awesome sauce. Oh my gosh. This is way too much fun. I hope you guys get some crayons and play with this because I am just having way too much fun. Oh my gosh, that is so much fun. Okay, let's do another one and then maybe we'll transfer some extra stuff to it. You can see this is messy though. It's getting on stuff, so don't do it on something that's precious. Do it on, you know, papers that then you can cut up, and something that would you throw away anyway, like paint chips, right? They make excellent use of this. Okay, let's try some other colors. Let's go back and do the heat gun with some purple and green and blue just to see what we get. Do I have anything on the back of that one? Oh, here's a star. Let's do the star shape with the purple and green and blue. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. You know what? I'm gonna grab some tweezers. Okay, there we go. I've got some tweezers. So I can just hold on to that a little bit. Okay, so the heat gun definitely takes longer, but you get some really interesting results. It almost looks like a geode, I think. Here's this one that's totally cool. It almost looks like rock, like a geode or a crystal. It looks like crystals maybe. Um, Although this one's pretty cool too, where parts of it have shown through, but it's just a different look, right? That is awesome. Okay, so let's set that one aside and let it cool. That's going to be our star. And then for the flower, let's do a little bit of orange. I got a lot on that last one, I think. So I'm kind of concentrate it towards the middle. I don't know, where exactly my flower looks on the back. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. And then we'll try some of the yellowy gold out around it, maybe. We'll kind of keep the orange towards the center and the yellowy gold out around the edges. Now, I think this might be cool, like you could do it on an outline, like maybe from a coloring book. That might be kind of awesome. All right, so let's put our parchment paper over it and give it a quick iron. Whew. Maybe not iron it quite so much. Maybe I need to turn my heat down. I don't know. Well, that's kind of cool too. Well, let's let that dry for a second, sit for a second, whatever. Let's go back to this one that we transferred some of the other stuff onto and see if we can iron some of this back onto it. That's kind of interesting. There's another one. Let's just see how much we get. How many times can we do this? Probably, really until there's nothing left on the parchment paper. But then is this parchment going to pick up both of them? Interesting. That one's interesting too. All right, let's look at this. This is really cool. I realize that the heat gun, has some inherent problems because it does get a little hot. If you get it too close for too long, it starts smoking a little bit. So you got to be really careful with the heat gun. But the results are really cool. So let's see how our star might look. I can see this with the metallic crayons doing, something really cool like stars to put in your journal, to use in a glue book. It'd be really cool. If you want to use regular colors of crayons, not the metallic ones, there are a bazillion, right? I may have to buy one of the 128 things of crayons just to see. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. I kind of wish it was down onto the tip. So now that we see, maybe we could blow it down onto the tip. I wonder what would happen if we ironed this now. Like if we put it down and ironed it, could we spread it down there a little bit? Just a little bit? Would that kind of spread it down? Could we get it to move down? See, that changes it, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. And then we just using that iron, just took some of it down and added a little more color. You might even be able to turn it over and see what that does. Obviously, I have some color on my ironing plate, but that's okay. I'll clean it when I'm done. Well, that's pretty cool. is kind of a meld of the iron and the, blowing it around. Like that. All right, let's see what happens with this when we cut it out. I feel like some of these shapes, like this, you could do this and then maybe put a button in the middle of it to emphasize that it's a flower, or you could do a shape and then punch out some rounds from leftover pieces and put that in the middle, glue that in. So I think you have multiple options here. This reminds me a little bit of Joey DeFee in her video. Oh, was it a year ago? 2 years ago now? I'm not even sure. Again, with some cool collage fodder there. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then if we wanted to mix it, we could put some of the blue on it. Just to see. Let's just see. Oh, there's only a little bit on this. Let's do that upside down here and see what we get. It reminds me a little bit of Joey DeFee with putting the wax, aging that paper with the wax. That's kind of cool. Maybe a little more blue. And then some of the things that she did. Oh, see, I like that. That's kind of neat. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Okay, and then here's the one. We've just done a couple where we've just ironed things on, so let's see how much of this stuff we can transfer off of here. Right. Don't want to waste it. And then we'll go on to try. See, that's kind of cool. Just, and it's like because of the way it lifted up, it made it really cool. So this could make some really cool collage fodder. You could, you could do something else with it. Let's try these pieces of vellum-y. They're kind of a vellum. So I was thinking we'd see if we could make it look kind of stained glass-like, which is why I picked this one that kind of has a window pane sort of design to it, just to see what we can get. So let's see if it looks like a stained glass window. That's what I'm hoping for. And I think we'll iron them together to see, will it stay together? I mean, maybe not because it's vellum. Thinking not, but I think if we use wax paper, I think it might stick together. But the vellum, we might be able to, it might just peel apart. Right? I'm just putting all kinds of color here. Anything we got. So, well, let's see what it does. I mean, we're just playing, right? Which is the whole point. The whole point is just to play. Okay. Just gonna put that down. Oops, it moved. I mean, crayons are ostensibly just colored wax. I mean, really, when you come down to it, right? So, let's see what we get. Look at that. That's so pretty. Oh, and you can see through it. You guys can't really see. I wonder if I have a little flashlight. I might see if I can get a flashlight and shine it so you can see, because I think if you put like a little frame around it, and you could use it like a stained glass window. This side is more, opaque. But this side, that's beautiful. What if you did like a little frame and then like a little silhouette of, a person or something standing there, and this was like behind them? It's gorgeous. That's just gorgeous. Okay, I love those. We might have to make one and see if we can come up with something to do with those. I want to try some of the tissue paper too. Now, I think the tissue paper, of course, is not going to peel apart. It's just going to stick together, pretty sure. So let's see. And I wonder, like, if we don't, you know, is there enough to melt if we just, you know, color it? Will it melt? Is there enough of that? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it lays down enough of the wax. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Oh, broke it. Oh, well. Okay. Let's see when we iron that, what happens to it. Maybe nothing. Maybe nothing will happen to it. I don't know. Will it open? Well, that's interesting. So, it's definitely a different look, right? It was better where it's solid there. Let's see, let's try again. Let's get the edges more. Well, that's really cool. It's really subtle. I love these metallic crayons. They give everything such a cool little sheen, right? So you might be able to use that as a window too, because it's just tissue paper. You could maybe put it on a napkin. Wonder, we might try a napkin in a minute here. Let's see. All right, let's try some wax paper, because I keep thinking one of these is gonna, you know, like I want it to stick to itself. And I feel like the wax paper will probably stick to itself. Let's cut it down a little bit so it's a little bit closer, because I ripped it out without looking. Can we iron the wax paper? Probably. We might want to put a paper towel over it just so we're not getting the wax paper on the iron. So, all right, let's put some stuff in here. You guys know me, I love orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors. So there's some orange. Here's some green. We'll do like fall colors here. Green, orange. It's kind of browny, bronzy. Maybe just a little gold. Because, you know, a little yellow and gold is good with everything, right? Okay, so let's mix it up a little bit. Kind of spread it out. All right. Let's put that over. Okay. Just going to put down a paper towel so it keeps some of the wax paper off of my iron. I mean, I am going to have to clean my iron, obviously. It's a mess. But that's okay. You can clean it with paper towel. You know, you just keep ironing it until you get everything off of it. Use some steam. That'll usually take everything off. All right. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's iron the other side too. Now that's interesting. So, and see, the wax is melting to itself, so it's sealed it inside. So that's really cool. So you could definitely use that as a window something, right? I don't think we can peel it open. Nope. So that's neat. What if we cut something out of that? What if we cut a heart? See, and that's really cool. That's all sealed in. So it feels, it's got that wax paper feel to it. Oh, this is fun. That would look really great in a journal. I think you could do something cool with that. I think it would be fun to sew around the edge on that. That's fun. I wonder what else we can put inside some of that stuff. More collage fodder. Like I don't have enough already, right? If we put, this is kind of rolling up. This is really pretty. I think the color's pretty on this, and like the way it moved is really cool on this one. And then this. Okay, guys, so I think you get the idea. I hope you will, you know, pull out some crayons. Maybe you have some broken crayons. Maybe your kids have some crayons. You know, maybe you have something laying around the house that you could use. That just wants to roll up. That one does. There's this. And there's this one. And this one. And this one. Look at all of this stuff. I think it's just beautiful. Look at the colors. So pull out some crayons and just play with them. Again, be careful because they are melting and they are hot and it is wax. So, you know, if you're a kid, be sure you get an adult to do it. And if you're an adult, just be sure your inner child doesn't get hurt, okay? All right, so pull it out, have some fun. I'm going to stay here and do this for another hour or two, I think. So I will see you next time. Remember, bring your inner child out to play every day. Bye.